Former MotoGP racer Max Biaggi, who has a history of riding for major manufacturers like Honda and Yamaha, is now focusing on the future of Ducati Lenovo team star rider Francesco Pecco Bagnaia. Biaggi believes Bagnaia's future is a major concern after his contract expires at the end of the 2026 MotoGP season. Despite the possibility of Bagnaia leaving the Ducati Factory Team in 2027, Biaggi, born in Rome, Italy, is more inclined to predict that Bagnaia will continue racing on the Desmosedici Ducati. This prediction is based on the strong bond that Bagnaia has established with Ducati since his Premier Class debut in 2019 with the satellite team, Pramac Prima Racing, making him the longest-serving rider on the Desmosedici among Ducati riders in the 2025 season. The emotional and historical bond between Pecco Bagnaia and Ducati extends beyond just the length of his contract. Bagnaia played a significant role in restoring Ducati's MotoGP glory after a long wait. After Casey Stoner won Ducati's first world title in 2007, the Italian manufacturer had to wait more than a decade for another championship. That wait ended with Bagnaia successfully claiming the MotoGP world title in 2022 and 2023. Although Jorge Martin and Marc Marquez will follow in his footsteps in 2024 and 2025, Bagnaia's contribution to establishing Ducati's current era of dominance cannot be overlooked, making him a valuable asset that the factory team management will find difficult to part with. However, the reality on the track during the 2025 MotoGP season presents significant challenges for Bagnaia. The two-time world champion has struggled to maintain consistent performance and compete regularly at the front. Although his early season performances were quite promising, even becoming a major rival to his teammate, Marc Marquez, his consistency began to decline drastically as the season progressed. This raises major questions about Bagnaia's competitiveness amidst fierce competition, especially from fellow Desmosedici riders. Bagnaia's woes were evident in the final 4 races before the Malaysian round. Despite securing a resounding victory at the Japanese round in September, Bagnaia suffered a disastrous run, failing to finish in the main races of the San Marino, Indonesian, and Australian rounds. This string of poor results has fueled speculation and intense scrutiny regarding his future and position with the Ducati Factory Team. This inconsistent performance is an undeniable fact of the matter, and it prompted Max Biaggi to offer his prediction regarding Bagnaia's next career move. Max Biaggi, a former MotoGP racer and former fierce rival of Valentino Rossi, offered his prediction cautiously. Born on June 26, 1971, the man stated, "I won't say it with absolute certainty," referring to the racing team's tendency to promote young riders to ensure the team's sustainability and regeneration. Biaggi's statement implies that although Bagnaia has a sweet history with Ducati, performance and age factors are important considerations for the factory team in determining the composition of its future riders, especially if there are more promising young talents. Furthermore, Biaggi surprisingly raised the possibility that Francesco Bagnaia could move to Ducati's satellite team, the Pertamina Enduro VR46 racing team. There's a possibility that Francesco will move to a satellite team, Biaggi claimed. This prediction is based on Biaggi's difficulty imagining Bagnaia moving to a manufacturer other than Ducati, given his track record. However, a move to a satellite team, technically still closely affiliated with Ducati, despite previously having a contract with a factory team, is considered a more realistic scenario if his position on the main team must be relinquished. When asked to delve deeper into the root of Bagnaia's problems in the 2025 season, Biaggi struggled to provide a definitive analysis. The situation was further complicated by the lack of clear clarification from Ducati itself. Biaggi likened the situation to the saying, "They say 2 clues are enough to tell a story." But in this case, despite some clues in the form of race results, Bagnaia's future situation remained unclear, even to observers and former riders. Biaggi also highlighted the unclear communication from the relevant parties. Furthermore, Ducati did not respond to requests for clarification, and Bagnaia was unable to provide a clear explanation, he said. Ducati's reluctance to provide an official statement and Bagnaia's lack of clarity regarding what was actually happening behind the scenes made the situation even more difficult to understand. This created confusion within and outside the paddock, leaving observers to speculate. The situation is difficult to understand. Even those of us in the paddock don't understand, Biaggi continued, emphasizing the tight control of Bagnaia and Ducati's internal affairs. This uncertainty has made the star rider's future one of the most hotly debated topics in MotoGP. Nevertheless, Biaggi emphasized that performance and race results will be the primary determinants of any decisions made by the factory team. Now, the focus shifts to the 20th round of the 2025 MotoGP season at the Sepang circuit. Bagnaia is highly expected to demonstrate his best performance in Malaysia, especially given Ducati's impressive track record at the circuit. Ducati is known as the most successful manufacturer at Sepang, with 8 main race wins and 2 sprint victories, making it Ducati's dominant territory. As a factory rider, Bagnaia is expected to maintain this dominance, and this race will be a crucial test to prove that his inconsistencies in Indonesia and Australia were merely anomalies. On the other hand, Aprilia's performance this season can be said to be extraordinary. For next season, the Italian manufacturer is targeting the 2026 MotoGP World title. Aprilia, with its RSGP, has successfully broken Ducati's dominance in MotoGP. Aprilia is one of the manufacturers that frequently finishes on the podium, both in sprint races and main races. Massimo Rivola, CEO of Aprilia Racing, said his team has the potential to become world champions, not only in terms of riders, but also in terms of their bikes. He believes they can compete. I think that's our target. That has to be our target. We can't hide that we're not satisfied with just winning 1 or 2 races a season, said Rivola. We have the riders. We'll have Jorge Martin back. We need a good preseason. Jorge needs to do that. Obviously, Marco will start the season with a lot of pressure on his shoulders, so it will be a big experience for him. But Jorge needs to learn to be patient and work on it, said Rivola. He added that the Trackhouse satellite team is also growing stronger, as evidenced by Raul's victory at the 2025 Australian MotoGP. Rivola is also confident that Ogura will become more competitive, given his progress at each race. So next year, Aprilia can be strong. Of course, we don't know where the other teams are, but based on what we're doing and the way we work, I'm sure we'll be part of the competition, he said.